Hey, creep. This is our bridge. You better step off.
Haha, you have to defeat my big brother first.
No problem.
Oh yeah? Well, get a load of him!
Ha! That's nothing.
Hold on! Everybody stop! This is a great example of nationalism and militarism.
Did you know World War I was started by one assassination? In Sarajevo, on June 28, 1914, the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and his wife Sophie, the Duchess of Hohenberg, were both shot dead by an assassin. Now, of course, this was a terrible thing to happen. But how can one assassination lead to an entire world war? Now, although there are several causes to World War I, today we're going to talk about nationalism and militarism. Nationalism is when an individual believes in the cultural values of the nation that they are a part of, and vice versa, that a nation is composed of individuals that are like-minded in terms of their culture and beliefs. After the 1850s, many people believed that nationalism would create a new world peace, where everybody can stick to their own nation that ties into their same beliefs and values. So just like a fence between houses, they believe that if you stay on your side of the fence and I stay on my side of the fence, that we can all get along and be happy. But instead of peace, it ended up creating some sort of tug-of-war between nations, where people are competing over the same resources. So now we're in the situation of what happened in 1914, where Europe was divided among several nations competing for similar resources. So what happened is nations started to form alliances with each other. Some of them were well known to everyone, but other ones were done a little bit more secretively. One of those alliances involved Great Britain, France, and Russia. This alliance was called the Triple Entente. The other alliance involved the German Empire, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. And this was known as the Triple Alliance, or can also be referred to as the Central Powers, which, as you can see on the map, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But what made things more complicated is that there were many minority groups inside Austria-Hungary who did not have a nation to call their own. So it makes sense that when the assassination happened in Sarajevo, it upset a lot of minority groups, which caused a chain reaction that finally led to World War I. So it was pretty much a set of dominoes that were just waiting to fall down. And now, for a cultural perspective, here's Ayasha.
Dominoes is right. There were also many problems with families working in the cities. Industrialization brought about many new opportunities for the working class. Many working families wanted to make their own dreams come true. But the governments and big businesses did not want to give up their power, so many conflicts began between the workers' unions and the authorities. Some believed that the governments thought a war would bring about a national unity, which was better than people fighting in the streets. War would bring the people together.
Hey, listen up. Now it's time to talk about my favorite word, militarism. Back then, most of the military generals thought war would be easy just like it was when Bismarck reunited Germany when he fought against France. They thought they would be using the traditional weapons like swords on horseback. Little did they know, war would be hell in 1914. The Industrial Revolution brought about all kinds of new ways to kill people. Machine guns, poison gas, rockets. Not only that, but the European countries were raising massive armies, some doubling in size. And this was even before the war started. These countries were just itching for a fight. Hey, Daedalus, how many Russian soldiers were there at the start of World War I?
1.3 million.
Yep, that definitely makes the Russian army the biggest army at the time. But one question you might ask is, how did they get those armies so big? Well, here's my next favorite word: conscription. That's when your government forced you to join the military. Guess what, son? You're going to war! All the countries used this rule to raise massive armies, except for the United States and Great Britain.
Let's review. Nationalism united people under one flag. However, this created conflicts with other nations. Militarism was the idea that building large armies and investing in the military would bring about peace for the nation.
And when you combine the two, it can lead to serious conflict. Don't forget to like us.
Hey, you got questions? We got answers. Add your question in the comments below. Who knows? Your question might be featured in our next video.
Alright guys, that's a wrap.